Hey all, the Porky Yorkie here, and I change where I live more often than I change my underwear. So I may have mentioned in a previous video that I used to live in Scarborough, which is a place about 40 miles sort of northeast of York. More east, really. Anyway, that's besides the point. I used to live in a little place called Eastfield, which is on the outskirts of Scarborough, and it's a shit pit. I'd love to be able to take you there, but because it's 40 miles away and I am currently on limited funding, I can't, especially for the sake of one single shot. Now, being raised by the seaside, I have fond memories of the seaside. For example, I remember the Mr. Whippy ice cream when it was still full of sugar and milk and not all this gubbins that they have now. I remember fish and chips when you still weren't quite sure what was in the fish, but it tasted alright, so you didn't give a damn. I remember when the fairground was called Luna Park. I don't know if it still is. I haven't been to Scarborough in a while. And I remember the arcade machines only being 20p each. Slightly makes me sound old. I also remember Percy Parrots, which was a great huge play park that they had. And I also remember getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning when I lived at my nan's, which wasn't in Eastfield, that was a bit closer to the centre of Scarborough, a place called Ramshill Road. And I remember we would walk to where she worked at 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would remember crossing over the Valley Bridge. And Valley Bridge it's a crap bridge as far as bridges go, but at that time in the morning it is so pretty. It's really beautiful. And I remember going to work with her, and she used to let me hoover up, which I know sounds daft, but these were before the days of health and safety. And I used to hoover up the carpet, and I used to always do a decent job of it. And I remember distinctly that it was a hoover called Gordon. Now, most people have a Henry the Hoover. It costs about 90 quid if you go out and buy one. Gordon was the commercial version, and it still had the little face on it, which was amazing. Then I remember we'd come out of where she worked, and we'd go up the road to McDonald's and have a breakfast, because that's the most nutritional thing you could give a 7-year-old. Welcome to my second channel. Big shout out.